I weaponized my own body to punish grown men who bullied a waitress. My friend Kevin was turning 23, and 6 of us went out to his favorite burger place downtown to celebrate. We got there around 7 o'clock on a packed Friday night. The host sat us at a booth right next to a four-top of guys who were already clearly drunk. Tank tops, backward hats, voices echoing across the room as they yelled about some party they were headed to later. Our server came over, and I immediately noticed she was the same one dealing with their table too. She looked exhausted, maybe 20 years old, hair pulled back too tight, dark circles under her eyes. She apologized for the wait and explained it was just her and one other server covering the entire floor. We told her not to worry and to take her time. She looked genuinely relieved, like she wasn't used to hearing that. While she went to grab our drinks, the guys next to us started getting worse. One of them snapped his fingers and shouted about another round. When she came back, he was waving his phone in her face, saying he was literally showing her his ID. She stayed calm and explained she needed a physical ID, not a photo. He cut her off immediately, calling it stupid. One of his friends jumped in, saying he'd just order the drinks and hand them over. I watched her shoulders tense. She explained that she couldn't do that either, that it could cost her job and get the restaurant fined thousands. That's when all 4 of them started in on her, calling her dramatic, saying she was on a power trip, mocking her voice. Her hands were shaking as she said she needed to get her manager and walked away quickly. As she passed our table, I saw tears running down her face. Kevin stood up instantly, furious, ready to confront them. His girlfriend grabbed his arm and whispered that if he made a scene, it would only make things worse for her after we left. He sat back down, jaw clenched, fists tight on the table. That's when my friend Travis leaned over and whispered, "Dude, I really need to fart, like badly." I froze for a second, then admitted my stomach was wrecked too. On the drive there, we'd stopped at a sketchy gas station and both eaten hot dogs that had definitely been sitting under heat lamps way too long. My stomach had been bubbling since we sat down. Then we realized something important. The bathroom was in the back, and you had to walk directly past the loud table to get there. Travis looked at me and whispered, "Are we actually doing this?" I glanced over at the guys still laughing and yelling, completely unbothered by the fact they'd just made a young woman cry. I nodded. Yeah, we were. Travis stood up first, casual, like he genuinely just needed the restroom, which he absolutely did. He walked slowly along the right side of their table. I waited about 15 seconds, then stood up myself and took the left side. As I passed, I heard one of them react to Travis. "Yo, what the hell?" They laughed at first, assuming one of their friends did it. That's when I contributed my part. I didn't rush. I just kept walking. When I turned the corner, Travis was already there, trying not to laugh while clutching his stomach. From around the corner, we could hear them arguing. "I swear it's not me." "Well, someone's doing it." "Dude, that's disgusting." We actually used the bathroom because we really needed to. When we came back, our entire table was silently losing it. The guys next to us were now standing, accusing each other, shoving shoulders. The smell hadn't helped their mood at all. That's when the manager showed up. Older guy, gray hair, calm voice. He told them they needed to quiet down or leave. One of them immediately complained, blaming the server and then saying someone kept farting near their table. The manager stared at him for a few seconds and then calmly explained state alcohol laws, physical ID requirements, and that because someone at their table had announced they'd buy alcohol for someone else, no one at that table would be served alcohol that night. He wasn't risking his liquor license. They were furious, but their appetizers were already ordered. The manager sent over a different server next. Massive guy, bald, thick beard, tattoo sleeves, and an expression that said he had zero patience. He dropped the menus without a word. The energy at that table died instantly. No more yelling, no jokes, no eye contact. They ate fast and left within 15 minutes. Our original server came back to take our order. Her eyes were still puffy, but she was smiling. Kevin told her those guys were completely out of line, and that she handled it professionally. She let out a long breath and thanked us, saying she honestly thought she was going to have a breakdown. We tipped heavily. Kevin had a great birthday, and every time I think about that night, I smile knowing the pettiest weapon possible did more justice than words ever could.